Hello, fellow tribal members. It's a beautiful day out. Fall is definitely in the air. So it's been 2.5 weeks since the swearing in, and it seems longer, but in a good way. I still do a double take whenever I hear anybody say Councilwoman Cherry, but it's really awesome and it has a really good ring to it. Thank you again for those who got out and voted and supported me. We're on a good path, but we have a lot of work to do. With over 25 collective years at the tribe and casino, I've learned that there is still so much to learn. In the past 2 weeks, I've been very surprised by not only the wide range of subject matter covered daily by Tribal Council, but also just the sheer volume of content in preparation for those meetings and conversations. Trust me when I say there is very little idle time, and I'm also very impressed with the organization and structure done by the staff. It's mind-boggling to me how they keep everything in order, so hayumasi to them. For this bi-weekly video, I wanted to highlight 2 events and then touch on some reminders for program funding available that I do not want people to miss out on. So starting out with the 2 events. Last week on the 21st, we met Oregon City and Clackamas County commissioners for the demolition event at the Blue Herron, following a private tribal blessing and prayer by staff. It was a wonderful experience, and the spiritual connection that I felt there was very palpable. If you, as a tribal member, have not been able to have that experience or be there in person, my hope and prayer is that you will be able to do that very soon. I really felt an amazing connection to the land there and to our ancestors. It was very powerful, and I was so honored to just be a part of that. Next, attending the dedication ceremony to celebrate the new fire and ambulance station in Grand Ronde yesterday was so inspiring. Growing up in Grand Ronde, I could have never envisioned or imagined that we would be providing that level of service to our community members, and I'm just so in awe of all of the tribal employees who made that happen. It was a beautiful day, and it's truly a game changer for our community, and it's going to be such a tremendous service. Shifting topics to a couple of announcements and reminders for program funding opportunities I do not want you to miss out on. So as a newly appointed Tribal Council liaison to the Education Committee, after I've served there for a number of years, I had a great conversation with Angela Fasana, the Education Manager, last week, who is doing a fantastic job. And I wanted to touch on a few reminders for some amazing resources they have right now for parents of enrolled children. One, the academic support funding. That is a match grant to help assist with academic support services such as tutoring and test and exam prep expenses. This is in addition to the youth sponsorship program, which has been in place for a number of years, and that one is not a matching grant program, but both of those are available for that same reason. 2, K through 12 private school funding, which is also a matching grant, and I believe that's in its 2nd year to assist CTGR tribal members with support for private school tuition costs. For more information on those programs, please contact Youth Ed Department staff member Devin Mercier at 503-879-2101. Next, for funding opportunities, please don't forget about the COVID-19 emergency rental and utility assistance programs. CTGR Housing Department is currently accepting applications for those services for tribal members, descendants, and CTGR employees that qualify. I believe those programs are open through the end of this year, but please email grhd@grandronde.org for more info and questions. I've had a couple of tribal members indicate that those forms can be a little daunting, and I know there are probably reasons for that, but please don't let that keep you from applying if you are eligible. Reach out if you need assistance. Forms can be downloaded off the webpage at www.grandronde.org and mailed in, delivered in person, or sent electronically via email. So please reach out for assistance if you need it. I will include a link to the forms in this video. The last reminder I wanted to touch on was the Tribal Descendant Survey that was mailed out a couple of weeks ago. I've seen a few questions on Facebook for people that were seeking that survey that did not receive it. You can download that from the web page, and also you can email member benefits at memberbenefits@grandron.org if you have any questions or you would like to receive that. I know that there's been a good response thus far on those surveys, and those efforts will aid greatly in our work to understand the number of Grand Ronde tribal descendants that are not eligible for enrollment and the reasons why. So thank you to those that have already submitted those surveys and sent them back. And I encourage those who have tribal descendants that are not enrolled to fill it out, send it back either electronically or by mail. I also want to take a moment to thank the tribal members who have scheduled meetings through my calendar. It's been great conversation thus far, and I appreciate you taking the time to share your thoughts and providing me feedback. It's not only been insightful, but it's been very informative for me as well, and I've loved making those connections. If you've made appointments in the past, don't feel like that you can't make another one. Friday afternoons will continue to be open for that reason, and there's much to discuss. The calendar will be posted on my webpage and embedded on this video for your convenience. The last thing I wanted to touch on as a close for this day is a somber one, but an important one. The National Day of Remembrance for all of the children and survivors of boarding schools that we celebrated on September 30th. I did not learn until after the fact that the orange color was to honor the story of a Native girl who treasured her orange shirt that was given to her by her grandmother, but was taken away from her at a residential school. Incredibly sad. Just remember that although we have specific days of remembrance and hold moments of silence in their honor, I want to encourage you to consider what you can do each and every day to honor their memory. For me this weekend, as suggested by my good friend and the fantastic librarian at the tribe, Kathy Cole, I am reading Indian Horse, the true story of Richard Wagamese's heartbreaking account of his own experience in a boarding school. There's a lot of heaviness with everything going on right now, experiencing a lot of loss. My heart aches for those experiencing loss right now, but I am keeping you in my thoughts and prayers. So have a blessed weekend, stay well, and I will see you soon. Hayamasi.